everybody and welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to be doing my labour and delivery story with baby Casper. So this is going to be the 1 week beforehand to the date he was born. So yeah, I hope you do enjoy this video, and if you do, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. The amount of support I got from my last 2 videos was absolutely amazing. I just hope that I can share my journey as a teen parent and Casper's journey, and yeah, so I'm just gonna get straight into the video. So it started out on Tuesday the 12th of March. So I started feeling contractions from the night beforehand to the Monday to the Tuesday evening, and these were very weak. They didn't feel the same as Braxton Hicks. I knew they were contractions, but they were very, very weak, and they were very on and off. So I went to my baby club that night and they were like, no, you're not in labour. There's no way you're in labour, because otherwise you'd be screaming your head off, and yeah, you wouldn't be here right now if you were in labour. So that kind of put my mind at ease, but I was still feeling them, and I still had something in the back of my mind saying you are going into labour. So that night at about 11 PM I ended up going into the hospital to phone up I want to say about 2 hours beforehand and said, hey, I'm having contractions, these are getting kind of painful, am I able to come in? And they were like, just wait and hold it off for as long as possible. So I just wanted to warn them that I would be coming in soon. So about 11 PM I did end up going in, and I was 2 centimetres dilated. So to be there already, and I was due on the 21st of March, so this was about 9 days early for when I was due. So I shouldn't be really going into labour yet, but I wasn't sad about it. I was kind of looking forward to it anyway. So I stayed in there till the 14th, and I hadn't progressed, and this is why. It was because my cervix was tucked behind Casper's head. So Casper was trying to come out, he was giving me contractions and he was trying to come out, but the cervix had tucked behind his head as his head was so low already. I don't know how that works, but all I know is that these contractions weren't doing anything to me. They were literally just contracting me. They were giving me pain, and that's about it really. They weren't actually opening up my cervix. So they tried putting it forward, and they gave me a sweep and everything like that, and that didn't help. The cervix just went straight back behind, so the sweep didn't do anything either. So on Thursday the 14th of March I was discharged, and I was really upset about this. I mean, if you do get discharged from hospital when you're in labour, you do get a bit upset, and that's, normal. Then on that same night I went back in, as the contractions that morning they'd stopped, so that's why they discharged me, as the contractions had stopped that morning. But that night they picked back up again, so I went back in. I was like, this is it, but then there was also that it's gonna be another false alarm, so I was a bit in the middle. I was only 2.5 centimetres dilated, so that Friday morning, the next day, I was discharged again. The Saturday went by and nothing really happened, and I was like, no, this baby's gonna be overdue, it's just a load of false alarms. But on the Sunday the 17th of March was when my contractions started to get the worse that they were. So I was up quite late, and I want to say we called up about 10 PM, and I was saying that these are getting really bad. I was giving them the warning call. I was like, we lit up the bath with loads of candles and everything like that, and nothing was helping with the pain. So I was literally about to call the hospital and say, we're coming in again, when my waters partially broke. Now, when they checked me over when I got to the hospital, they were like, I'm not sure if your waters broke or anything like that, because the pads that I was wearing, there were sort of yellow stains and everything like that, but I kept getting like gusts of water, and they couldn't see like any distinct, they were like, there might have been the water stuck from behind or anything, like water's coming from places they couldn't see. My waters had partially broke, but still I was only 3 centimetres, so I'm there like, I've had enough of this, I'm not going home again. It was getting on top of us. Like Max was staying up whenever I had contractions, just to check to see if I was okay, so he was getting exhausted as well, and I was, I was kept getting my hopes up, that baby was going to come soon, but he just wasn't. So then Monday the 18th of March was the date that he was actually born. My waters broke, well, they broke the rest of my waters at 12:30 in the afternoon, and then after that 12:30 I was like, Dad, come bring me some KFC, I'm gonna be here a while. So after my waters broke, I knew this was it, because they like to get baby out within 24 hours after the waters being broke, because that reduces infection and things like that. So I sort of knew I was staying there. Breaking my waters really didn't do much for me. Like, I don't think I progressed that much. I think my weight progressed a half centimetre, maybe a centimetre, but that was about it. So at 2:30 they induced me, and the contractions started to get painful. Like, they were already painful. I was already on pethidine. I'd already had like all the painkillers I could have had before, but now I was now on the gas and air, and I was trying to get through them. I was like, baby's coming soon, baby's coming soon, baby's coming soon. So about 7 o'clock in the evening, I had the epidural. Now, I know having the epidural and being induced are very controversial subjects, but I don't see any like thing against them. I think if you can get baby out, I know it's not all natural, but if you're getting baby out and baby's healthy, then that's okay. So I had the epidural at 7 o'clock, and at 9:55 at night, I was fully dilated. So I was very dazed at this point. The gas and air really got to me. It didn't make me feel sick or anything like that, but I was very dazed. It took away the pain. The nurses and the midwives there were so lovely and everything like that. So I started pushing at 23:12, so 12 past 11 at night. So that was a good hour and 15 minutes in which I was fully dilated, and we were trying to get Casper out as naturally as we could. So we were just letting Casper do his core, what he wanted to do, and by that time I was like, no, I'm pushing. I feel like I need to push. So Casper ended up arriving at 23:23, which I was only pushing for 11 minutes, and to most women that is absolutely amazing. Like, I think many women would dream to push for 11 minutes, but I think the key thing there was I let Casper come out as naturally as he could, and then I pushed when I needed to, not just because I wanted him out, if that makes sense. So that, I think, really wraps up my labour and delivery. After I did give birth though, I had to have stitches. So I did not tear. So I think tearing is between the vagina and the arsehole, or the bumhole, and just like that little bit of sort of skin or muscle there, or whatever it is. And that's a tear, I think. Whereas I had grazes. So grazes are more further forward. It's where sort of is it the lips of the vagina? I'm not sure. I know TMI. Had sort of like pulled, and they had ripped. So I grazed 3 times, but I only had stitches in 2 places. I don't know how many stitches I had. I don't think I really cared, just as long as they were sort of done up. And from my recovery, I think that grazing is worse than tearing, as I was scared to go into the toilet. Like, most women after birth are scared of going into the, for a number 2, but I was just scared to go to the toilet overall. I was holding it in for hours, trying not to go to the toilet, and when I did, it was so painful because it would just yeah, urine would just get into the thing. Oh, it really like makes me cringe when I think about how, or not cringe, it just gets to me when I think about how painful it was to go to the toilet. And like, I'd say, and also with everybody coming over, you know, like sitting in certain ways and things like that would be kind of painful as well. I'd say the thing that really got to me was like the bleeding afterwards. I didn't realise, like I saw videos when I was pregnant about people saying, I think people should make more videos about the recovery. The recovery is really hard, but I didn't actually realise how hard it was until I was in that situation. And I say that there isn't enough videos about recovery, but I mean every recovery is different, so yeah. But I had really bad anxiety about the bleeding and bleeding through and things like that, and I didn't realise I'd need so many pads. So at some point I ran out of pads and I was like, Dad, when you come back from work, can you bring me some pads please? So yeah, he was such a man Tesco's for pads when he has no clue about that sort of stuff. So yeah, that was basically my labour and delivery and a little bit of the recovery. But if you want me to do like a full video on the recovery, I'll quite happily do that. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And like I said, the support has been amazing recently. So yeah, bye.